This TV box, equipped with the advanced Android TV operating system, features high-speed Wi-Fi 6 connectivity and offers comprehensive streaming support for over 6,400 forints. Some people actually believe this. Hi everyone, so I had to make today's episode because I received a TV box for testing, and you often ask me why I never say bad things about products, that I always say good things. Now, first of all, that's not true. And secondly, I always try to select products for testing that I can say good things about because they're good. I didn't choose this TV box myself, so unfortunately, I will have some bad things to say about it. But before I get into the negatives, let's go through the usual things: unboxing, exterior, specifications, and then I'll share my experiences. So the unboxing process is actually not a very complicated or difficult thing to do, especially since we have a well-designed box that looks exactly like this one. And inside this carefully packaged box, we will find the main TV box itself, a high-quality HDMI cable, the essential power cable, and of course, the convenient remote control. The remote control is a really simple piece. It actually works with two AAA batteries. And what looks really good about it is that it has a dedicated row of buttons here for streaming services, which is really positive since the device probably supports streaming, and it likely has a Widevine L1 support as well, because, well, here are these dedicated buttons, and also because, digging a bit into the specifications, it runs Android TV, which is again super cool because Android TV is a really great interface, easy to use, easy to handle Android. It has the Android store, and you can download tons of applications for it. So all of this is positive. The box itself isn't a very complicated thing either. As you can see, it's quite slim and the design is pretty simple. They didn't go overboard with it. We certainly can't complain about the available connectors either. There's a standard USB 2.0 port, an additional USB 3.0 port, and we also have a convenient card reader. On this side, there's a dedicated AV connector, an essential HDMI connector, a reliable Ethernet port, and the primary power connector. So honestly, I think that in terms of appearance and features, this thing seems completely fine. The central chip inside is a relatively powerful quad-core solution, but there's only a modest 2 gigabytes of system memory and 16 gigabytes of storage, so these specs don't exactly spoil us. But honestly, that's not what raises suspicion for me. It's the fact that the Ethernet port inside is only 100 megabits per second. I don't know when anyone last encountered a 100 megabits per second Ethernet port, but for me, it's been quite a while. I really don't understand. If they managed to include Wi-Fi 6 in this device, why couldn't they put in a gigabit Ethernet port as well? But it's not there. You'll be using it over Wi-Fi anyway, not through Ethernet, so in the end, it's almost irrelevant. Another important thing to mention is that it runs Android 14, and it really does. I checked. And what's also very important is that the last security update is from 2025. These are all really good things. So if we look at it on paper, this device is really a winner, especially since, as I said, they're asking 6,400 forints for it. And for 6,400 forints, it's already a miracle that you can even turn it on and it displays any kind of image at all. So it's basically a complete miracle. But then where's the catch? Because for 6,400 forints, there's bound to be a catch, and unfortunately, there is. The significant thing to consider is that even though they have indeed put dedicated physical buttons on this particular device, there is unfortunately no Widevine L1 support available. Instead, it only offers Widevine L3, which consequently means that popular streaming services will not be able to play content in glorious 4K resolution or even in standard 1080p. Rather, content will only be available in SD. At least this is certainly the case on Netflix for sure. But honestly, even this particular limitation isn't such a truly huge or insurmountable problem in the grand scheme of things. The real, truly significant problem is that they claim this particular device supports 4K resolution. Well, that may indeed be true, but it's completely and utterly incapable of playing any 4K video content because the internal hardware inside simply cannot adequately handle 4K playback. Not on YouTube, not from a storage device, not in any way. So just forget about 4K videos. If you want to watch videos on YouTube, maybe 1080p is possible, though even that isn't really ideal. And honestly, at that point, it's not really the hardware's fault in my opinion, but mostly because for some reason the built-in Wi-Fi 6 is incredibly slow. It's so slow that even 1080p videos stutter during playback, even though I have a pretty good Wi-Fi setup here with several Wi-Fi 6 routers, so our little box could really be spoiled with a Wi-Fi 6 network, and yet for some reason it just really doesn't want to work. This same sluggishness is noticeable even in the menu. When you start up Android TV, for a while the images don't load for some reason. I don't understand why. Again, I attribute this to the slowness of the network because the hardware inside really isn't that bad. It's not a powerhouse, but it should definitely be more than enough to handle 1080p videos, and yet, for some reason, it just isn't. However, the good news is that if I want to play a 1080p video from a storage device, there's no problem with that at all. So, to be honest, I don't like this box, and it's not because it's slow, it's not because the hardware inside is weak, it's not because the Wi-Fi is kind of sluggish for some reason. I don't like it because they put together marketing material claiming that this is a super box suitable for streaming, capable of playing 4K videos, all for 6,400 forints. And really, who would be stupid enough not to jump at a box like this for 6,400 forints? Right? But whoever does jump at it, well, they're going to regret it. So I don't even want to talk about this any further. I think I've said more than enough. Who do I recommend this device to? Well, I recommend this device to those who are aware of what you can actually get on the market today for 6,400 forints. If you're aware of this and you know what you can get for 6,400 forints and that's enough for you, then go for it and buy it. Because for 6,400 forints, as I already said, it's practically a miracle that you can even turn it on. It comes with a remote control, a Bluetooth remote at that. It gives you a picture and it runs an Android TV system, all for 6,400 forints. Let me say it again, for 6,400 forints. So this in itself is already a truly remarkable miracle, a technological marvel. But if you genuinely want to use any Android box in a truly decent quality without constantly getting frustrated or continually annoying yourself with its performance, especially if you want to watch streaming content on it, or God forbid, you are hoping to watch streaming content in glorious 4K resolution, then please do not even think about purchasing or buying this particular device, which is specifically called the H96 Max. It simply will not meet your expectations for a smooth and enjoyable viewing experience. That's it. I'll be back soon with another video, another review. In the meantime, if you thoroughly enjoyed this video and found it informative, please make sure to check out these other two fantastic videos that are appearing right next to me on your screen. Also, it would be greatly appreciated if you could take a moment to subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Remember to always take good care of yourselves, stay safe, and do come back again soon for our next exciting video. Until then, goodbye and farewell.